Hey guys, what's going on? Hayden here. It is that time of year again. E3 is just around the corner. I am super excited, so I'm here to give my predictions, but not just my predictions. I'm not alone, of course. I am joined by KeyBladeSmasher. Go ahead and say hi, man.
Hey, I'm KeyBladeSmasher. I talk about animation, film, and video games over on my channel, and it's great to be here once again.
Awesome. Yeah, you were here last time, a little while ago, for our discussion on ARMS, and of course, it's great to have you again for E3 predictions. It's always nice to have someone else for these discussion videos.
For sure, man.
So, yeah, Nintendo, of course, has come out with the Switch this year, if you live under a rock and you don't know that. But the Switch has been awesome so far. There has been some really awesome games and some really awesome stuff in the near future. Of course, we've got ARMS, Splatoon, lots of good stuff coming out, but it seems like all eyes are on Nintendo. What are they going to show that's going to really just sell the Switch? That thing, I mean, like, the Switch has already been selling like crazy, but now's the time for Nintendo to really just kick it into 11th gear. What do they have to show? And I don't know about you, but I am very excited.
Oh, believe me, I am super duper excited. I always get excited for E3, but don't know, I haven't always made a video about it, but I'm pretty excited for this year. I mean, we had Breath of the Wild. It's going to be hard to follow that up, but I think they can do it.
I absolutely agree. I think that they're going to come out guns blazing this year. And I guess with that said, let's just hop right into the predictions. So I'll start off here. Definitely an obvious prediction, but they've even said that it's going to highlight their Nintendo Spotlight. Mario Odyssey, they are going full hog with that game in this, I guess it's called, yeah, the Nintendo Spotlight, which I guess it's basically their digital event from what it looks like. They are going all out with that game. They're going to show us, what's up with this game. Like, why is there all these weird worlds? Are there only 4 worlds with maybe little separate areas? Because that seems to be the talk right now. What's Bowser up to? What's Mario's new abilities? All that stuff.
Yeah, they're definitely going to focus probably mainly on Odyssey because, it's a new Mario game. Why not focus on that? I mean, he's their mascot after all. But honestly, I think there's going to be a lot revealed. Like, I think this game is going to be not as massive as Breath of the Wild, but it's going to be pretty big. There's definitely more than 4 worlds going on there. But they're probably going to go over, new mechanics, whatever the story is. I mean, let's be real here. There's probably going to be something related to Bowser kidnapping Peach again, but, I mean, it's probably going to highlight how it's probably, a return to form for 64-style gameplay.
I completely agree. So there's a lot to cover here because, yeah, you're right. It's definitely, they're really going to emphasize that, yes, this is like Mario 64. Don't worry. But I'm almost wondering, here is what I think is going to happen. Based on the footage that we have seen so far and what we know about this game, I'm almost getting like a retro Spyro the Dragon feel, where like you've got maybe 3 or 4 different worlds, but each world has like they're hub worlds with like levels that go into different areas. I could be totally wrong about that, but if there's only 4 worlds, which again, that seems like it might be it, but I could also see there being, much more worlds similar to 64. I could see it going down kind of that Spyro route.
Yeah. And like you said, even that compares to like Crash Bandicoot or Mario 64 in that they have the hub area with a whole bunch of other, off-branching places to go to. So it could definitely go that route, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They seem to be, Nintendo, it's a company that they always like to point out, oh, we're retro, we have all these, we've had all these great games for many, many years, and this is a return to form. And especially with, I hate to keep bringing it up, but Breath of the Wild kind of going back to the original Zeldas kind of thing, where,
yeah.
Open world. They might be doing the same thing with Mario.
And you mentioned Peach's Castle there, and I think that's actually a better comparison. Like, I think if there are only 4 worlds, of course, those being the New Donk City, the vegetable polygonal world or whatever, the desert world, and the forest world, if those are the only 4 worlds, I could see those 4 areas being structured very similar to Peach's Castle. Like, all 4 of them are like a Peach's Castle idea kind of thing.
Right. Obviously, it's going to be bigger than, 64, because, they had limitations back then. But definitely, I can see them doing that as well.
And I think, like, again, like, this game's going to be enormous. Like, they're going to spend a lot of time on this, and they're really going to emphasize, I think, just how much there is to do. But you also mentioned, I think I mentioned this too, you know, a bit of the context of the story. Like, what's going on? What's Bowser up to now? I mean, yes, it's going to be he captured Princess Peach, but it seems like there's some sort of like wedding thing going on. So like, I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of like, you know, big wedding that Mario has to stop or something. Like, I don't know.
Right. Well, call me crazy, but I think that it's gonna. I could definitely see where you're going with that, but I think Bowser's more of. He's probably like I assume this is probably like a new world because we see Mario coming out of a pipe, but it's probably like a different world than the Mushroom Kingdom. So, as a result, I think Bowser might have discovered it and like be aiming to like take it over or something. And we might have either cameos or playable appearances from other like Mario characters like Daisy or Waluigi and Wario, Luigi, Yoshi even. We may even have them. It all depends on the story.
That's a good idea. And like I could totally see those characters being heavily to lightly, depending on where the game goes. I could definitely see them being involved just because of how New Donk City has basically referenced every Donkey Kong Country character. Like, that's unprecedented in a mainline Mario game. So, I mean, I could definitely see, again, like Yoshi and Luigi and Daisy and all these different characters definitely playing some sort of supporting role in the game.
Heck, if there's like a jungle area, they could even have Donkey Kong and Diddy.
What if there's multiple playable characters? Oh my god.
I'm sure Luigi will probably be either unlockable or something like that at that point. But if it's not about him kidnapping Peach, they could do the Super Mario Brothers 2 thing and, have Mario, Peach, Luigi, Toad, and then maybe even add more.
The only thing that makes me think there might not be multiple playable characters, or at least like, no Yoshi and no Toad and all that stuff, like keep it to Mario and Luigi, is the hat mechanic. Because like that seems like a pretty significant mechanic in the game, and I don't want to see Toad remove his hat ever again after that Mario cartoon thing, because that is the stuff of nightmares.
Now, the question really is that mechanic related 100% to, like, is it essential to the story, or is it more of a mechanic for finding, like, puzzles and stuff? Because the only place we've really seen it, I think, is on a very high tower in New Donk City. So is it related to the platforming, or is it just an essential thing for masters, if you will?
I think it's actually a pretty essential thing, and the reason they say that is because Mario actually has a new hat in this game, being the hat with the eyes on it. And they seem to kind of emphasize that at the Nintendo Switch event. The guy's like, oh, notice this hat that I have on. Yeah, it's the same one Mario is wearing. But we can't say anything on it right now, but it's going to play a part in the game. So I definitely think that the whole hat situation is something big. And I think they are, again, going to elaborate on the new mechanics and Mario's new abilities in this game.
Right. Now, alternatively, maybe, they've done things like this before. What if the hat just comes with whoever is wearing it, or whoever you're playing as? Like, for example, we could see Yoshi wearing it, because I think we've seen some stuff like that before.
You aren't wrong there. That is true. We saw that in the DS port of Mario 64, where Yoshi could actually wear a Mario, Luigi, or Wario hat and get different abilities based on which hat it was.
Right, because each one had a different ability.
Yeah. All right. I think we have gotten enough out of Mario Odyssey. What is your prediction? What is a prediction from you?
I think probably the most obvious thing is they're going to expand on what they've told us about the Breath of the Wild Winter DLC.
Really?
Yeah, I do think that they are going to do it, because, I mean, with as much marketing as they've given Breath of the Wild, and as new as it is, I mean, it's a couple months old now, but, I mean, we have confirmation for further DLC. They haven't really elaborated on anything more than just costumes, and they have said that there will be an additional part of story. So whether or not they'll go over that, I'm not sure, but I definitely think we'll at least hear something about it, small or otherwise.
I could see that. Like, we do need to find out more about this DLC, the second DLC pack, because we really don't know much about it, and it seems like it's the biggest pack of them all. Of course, having, I guess, a new dungeon and like a new story mode and like a bunch of different stuff. I don't know if we're gonna see it at E3 though, just because, like, so when we got when we got the details about the first DLC pack a couple weeks ago or whatever, that was just out of the blue kind of thing. I'm a little torn on this because, one, I feel like the Zelda DLC, compared to what they could be announcing at this event, isn't as big of a deal as a completely new game. On the other hand, this DLC pack seems to really have a lot of stuff in it. So, I don't know. I could see it, but I'm not expecting it, I guess.
Okay. Another big one is Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
It comes out after, is that right?
Yeah,
pretty sure
July 21st, I think.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to go over something related to Splatoon 2, possibly the story, new weapons, etc. I mean, why wouldn't you? If it's coming out that soon afterwards, that's the big place to show it off.
Definitely. There will definitely be something about Splatoon 2. You're right. If there is like one last big thing to show off, E3 is definitely the time to show it off. And Splatoon 2, actually, as of right now, is my most hyped game for this year. And the only reason that's above Mario Odyssey is because we don't know as much about Mario, but Splatoon 2 is looking amazing. And E3, of course, it's the biggest time of the year for gamers, and it's a month right before Splatoon comes out. Yeah, show whatever you got left, show us. That said, I think we won't get much more other than a trailer, just because we have seen a lot from Splatoon 2 already. I think we will see maybe like one more trailer showing off something big, and then, that's it. That we'll just go into maybe there's another test fire or something after E3, but I think we're going to get something big, but I don't think we're going to get a lot, if that makes sense.
Right. Like, they'll probably reveal what's going on with, like, Callie or something, or if she is, like, everybody thinks she is in, like, the final boss or something, like, maybe not, but I hope not. She's my favorite character, but, yeah, they'll definitely probably do something story-related, but I agree with you. It's not going to be much because it is coming out so soon afterward.
Yeah.
Another thing, obvious promotion for ARMS. It comes out, the day after?
Yeah, it comes out at the end of that week.
So, obvious promotion for ARMS, but we're not going to get anything new out of that for sure. It's just going to be, ARMS is coming at the end of the week.
Yeah, and I would almost say, like, maybe they're not even going to put it in their spotlight at all, because there's that ARMS tournament going on at E3. So I could actually see them just completely skipping out on it during the spotlight. But you're right, if it is in the spotlight, which again, I could also see that happening, it's just going to be like a quick little, 1 minute push. Like, this is a game about, it's a fighting game, and it's coming out the end of this week, and this is how you play. Like, it's just going to be a very streamlined, concise information stream of just what ARMS is all about. Here you go. Let's move on to the next thing. Like,
yeah. That's kind of what I expect. I expect like a legitimately big trailer, but it's not going to reveal anything like too drastic. Maybe if we're lucky, another character or two, but I don't expect much more than that.
I don't even think we'll get new characters, just because I'm pretty sure the 10 that have been revealed are what's coming with the base game. I could be wrong. I mean, journalists aren't allowed to talk about the full game yet, but I think that's actually the full game. And I think they'll actually wait on DLC until, maybe like a few months after, like 2 or 3 months after.
Fair enough.
But so my next prediction, and this is one that has been blowing up lately, it seems to be real, the Mario and Rabbids RPG, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, is getting a full reveal during the spotlight. It's happening. We're getting, what's this game all about? We're getting trailers, we're getting a release date, we're getting everything.
Excuse me while I go puke. Oh boy, Mario and Rabbids. Boy, I wish it had been Mario and Rayman. I would have rather seen that, but yeah, with all that leaked artwork, there's no chance it's not going to be revealed, and probably it will be at E3. Yeah. I'll admit, I liked the first Rabbids game. I didn't really like anything all that afterwards, and I definitely didn't like the cartoon, but if they do it more like the original Rabbids, maybe I'll buy it. It all depends. But as for what they're going to actually reveal about it, I mean, we've seen the 8 playable characters, and honestly, I don't see how they can be all that different unless they all have, like, different guns.
Yeah, so I think they are definitely going to, like, show off. By the way, like, I'm cautiously excited for this. Like, I don't want to say, like, oh my god, this is amazing, it's going to be so good, because I don't care about the Rabbids at all. I've never even played a Rabbids game. I've played some of the Rayman games, but I've never played one that involved Rabbids. But Yeah, no, I think this could be good. Again, I'm waiting to see what they actually have to show, but I am low key a little excited. But yeah, we are definitely going to see, how does this game play? Why are the rabbits in the Mario world, or why are the Mario characters in the rabbits world? Like, what's the context behind this? Is Bowser involved? Like, what's going on here?
Right.
And we did kind of see from that leaked marketing material that it's going to be, I guess, 65% combat based and 35% exploring gameplay. So I think we are going to see, this is what battling is like, this is what exploring is like, this is like what the overworld's like, all that stuff.
Well, I am cautiously optimistic that the gameplay itself will be pretty good. Because, the last couple times we've had Mario in an RPG sort of setting, it's always been a fun time. But, again, it's the rabbits that turn me off. I guess Nintendo must see something pretty big in them because, they don't let Mario cross over with all that much. I mean, you got Smash, but that's a Nintendo franchise. The only other things I think they've ever crossed over with are Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest for... the Mario Hoops 3-on-3 and Fortune Street. As far as I remember, that's the only thing they've ever legit crossed over with.
Yeah, Nintendo is pretty careful these days with what they do with basically any of their intellectual properties. But again, Nintendo has this they're in this era of confidence. They're really confident in what they're doing, and if you had asked me 2 years ago, do I trust Nintendo on a move like this, I would say no. Because 2 years ago, we were getting stuff like, I guess a year ago, we were getting stuff like Star Fox Zero, we were getting stuff like Amiibo Festival. But Nintendo...
Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Oh boy. But, I really do think Nintendo, they must see something in this. I don't see why they would do it otherwise. And again, I think it's going to be good. And I'm actually going to throw out a release date. I'm saying August 25th. Basically,
August.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I've got some release dates for other games as well that we'll talk about later. But I think this is going to be a late August title. Of course, the promotional material said August or September. They weren't really sure on that. I'm saying August 25th, end of August, just because that's usually like a dead time. Get this game out like when there's nothing else to play, seemingly nothing else really coming out. I don't know. I think that's when it's going to come out.
Okay. Now, a couple other ones that I think we'll get something out of, but I don't think we're going to get much. Fire Emblem Warriors and Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to get something, because all we have right now is just a couple little bits of trailer and a little bit of gameplay from Warriors. But I definitely think they're going to do some reveals. At least some playable characters. I'm going to go ahead and speculate on who I think they're going to reveal at E3 for Warriors. Obviously, Marth. He's going to be in it. Ike.
Yeah.
Lucina. Corrin. Maybe Roy. I don't know at this point. And I think they're going to reveal some of the lesser characters from their games, like maybe Hector or Lynn, characters like that, and maybe a villain, like, I don't know, the Black Knight from Path of Radiance or something.
Yeah. So I agree. We will definitely see Fire Emblem Warriors, and we will see Xenoblade 2 there. I think we will see more from Warriors more than we will see from Xenoblade. And I actually think we are going to get quite a bit on Fire Emblem Warriors, just because this morning there was a whole Famitsu thing that came out that showed a bunch of stuff about Fire Emblem Warriors. Some new characters.
Who got revealed?
Oh, did you not see it yet?
I have not seen it yet.
So I didn't take that close of a look at it. For those who are listening, I'm nothing against Fire Emblem. I'm not a big Fire Emblem person myself. I appreciate the series, but I'm not big on it. But Alum and Celica got revealed for it.
Makes sense.
And I think there were some original characters.
Oh, well, yeah, they always do original characters, but
yeah, but again, I could be totally wrong. I saw the scans. I was like, oh, cool, new characters, Fire Emblem Warriors. But I definitely think that we are going to see, a fair amount from Fire Emblem Warriors, just because of that whole thing that came out, and because I actually think it is going to be released this fall, and I think it is going to be October.
See, I'm thinking more of late November, early December myself, but I mean, it just depends. As far that we have so far we just have that trailer and that little bit of gameplay, and now this these Famitsu scans. So I don't know whether or not they've just been working on this for several years and just now revealed it and are waiting for E3, or if they're or if they've just started development back in January.
So here's the thing. Here's what I'm kind of thinking. Fire Emblem is huge. Like, Fire Emblem is actually it's like an A-tier franchise for Nintendo now. With that said, I don't know if it would be smart to release any. Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be smart to release anything from Nintendo, like any big game from Nintendo, before Mario Odyssey. I don't know. Even as big as Fire Emblem is, I think it might hurt it just a little bit if they release it after Mario Odyssey. Which, by the way, I don't know if I said this earlier. I think Mario Odyssey will be like mid-November. That typical like big holiday slot that Nintendo has. I don't know if it would be good to release Fire Emblem after that. It could happen.
Well, the way I see it, at least, Nintendo has 2 to 4 big franchises that I think they can safely release along or before Mario, and they'll still sell well. Being, of course, Zelda and Pokemon are big ones.
Yeah.
But I personally consider Animal Crossing to be another one, because everybody loves Animal Crossing. If you don't, you're a heartless piece of crap. And Fire Emblem. I think Fire Emblem at this point has become big enough and has a wide enough and diverse enough fan base that they can safely release it. Maybe they'll want to wait. It all depends, but it's kind of considered one of their big 5 or 6 franchises at this point.
You know, you're right. Like, Fire Emblem is, again, it's one of their biggest franchises. Like, objectively, there's no arguing that. And it's almost... now that I think about it more, I don't know if it would cannibalize Mario as much as I think it will be, just because Fire Emblem almost hits a different demographic than Mario does. Mario is completely mainstream, while Fire Emblem is a big chunk of Nintendo's hardcore fan demographic. And of course, this being a Dynasty Warriors game, well, a Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors game, it's very different. And people who are Dynasty Warriors fans might actually, okay, I should pick up a Switch because there's this awesome Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors game. So I think you're right. They could kind of release it whenever. I think I'm going to stick with my October release date, though.
Okay, that's fair. Of course, the other one being the other franchise, or not really a franchise, they feel they can safely release new IPs, of course, like Splatoon specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with I don't know, maybe in early November for Fire Emblem Warriors, maybe late, I don't know. But regardless, E3, we're definitely gonna get at least a fair amount of information, new characters, maybe some pieces of the story, etc.
I agree. So
for Xenoblade,
yeah,
I think we agree that it's not going to have as big of a presence, but it's still going to be at least somewhat. At the very least, we're going to get a trailer, because that's what they did with X a couple of years back when they back in 2014.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Here's what I think about Xenoblade 2. I don't think it's first of all, I don't think it's coming this year. I think it's
definitely not.
I think it's getting delayed. So there's 2 reasons why I don't think Xenoblade will get a lot of coverage. 1, either it's going to get delayed, or 2, if it is somehow coming out this year on like December 31st at 11:59 p.m. in Japan, like if it's somehow coming out this year, it's because there's going to be another direct completely focusing on Xenoblade 2. But with that said, I think the more likely option is that we are going to get a small trailer, maybe like another tease, but it's going to get delayed.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's coming out this year, because if you've played Xenoblade, those games are huge. Like, they've had tons of stuff to do, lots of depth to them. I definitely, considering when they reveal it, I don't think that this year is a realistic release date. I think it's going to be mid next year at the very earliest. But yeah. I do think we'll get at least something. I don't know, maybe like a trailer introducing our new hero Rex or something.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or maybe something, maybe something connecting it to the original Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know, but I think we are going to see something from it.
I think it's going to be enough to they're going to throw us a bone. That's basically, I think, all they're going to do is, show us enough to get interested. But yeah, I think that's basically it. So, my next prediction, I am going to call Nintendo out. I think they are feeding us lies. I think there is definitely stuff that is coming out in 2018 that they are going to show this year. They are not sticking... to clarify, Nintendo has said that they're only showing off games coming out in 2017, based on that little graphic they showed off about their E3 plans. They're definitely showing... I think there'll be an emphasis on 2017 titles, but I think there will be some 2018 titles, and one of them is a new, actual Animal Crossing game.
Of course, that was one of the next things I was going to talk about as well. Animal Crossing for Switch, definitely going to be revealed, or at least I think it has a huge chance. Animal Crossing, like I said, is a major Nintendo IP that everybody loves, and as much as I adore New Leaf, I've put 600-something hours into that.
Jesus Christ.
You know, oh, believe me, I love New Leaf, but a HD, you know, big screen kind of experience is something that we haven't seen since, I think, like 2008, 2010, back when the Wii one released.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping that it was going to be on Wii U, but at this point, you know, Wii U's dead. So Switch definitely going to get an Animal Crossing reveal.
Animal Crossing, it's just a matter of time. And again, I definitely think it's getting revealed at E3. And it is the perfect fit for a Switch. It's such a social experience. And the Switch is such a social console. Like, just yesterday, I walked out of work and there were 3 kids sitting at a picnic table playing Mario Kart on their Switches with each other. Like,
nice.
Oh, I was so happy. I almost wanted to go over and join them. I didn't have my Switch with me. I just wanted to go like, oh my god, thank you for not playing like some stupid mobile game. But anyway, back on topic. Yeah, Animal Crossing, it's definitely getting revealed, and I could see it. I don't think they would give a release date. I think it would be, you know, early 2018, like, you know, January, February kind of thing. I definitely don't think it would come out this year. I think they've got a lot coming out this year with, like, from their big franchises. Think they might want to hold off on one of their, of course, other big franchises until next year. But yeah, it's definitely happening, and a big reason why I think they're showing it off is because the Animal Crossing mobile game is supposed to be revealed by the end of this fiscal year, so by March 2018. And it is said to have functionality with the mainline Animal Crossing games. Even though New Leaf got new DLC or whatever recently, I don't see them supporting that game for much longer. If there's going to be a new Animal Crossing, and there's a mobile Animal Crossing, which we know about, it's going to be compatible with the Switch one rather than the 3DS one.
For sure. Not to go back on anything, but when you said it was a major social experience, that's why Animal Crossing works so well on 3DS and DS, because, you know, you could take it anywhere and play it, and everybody, you know, people would watch you and stuff. But with the Switch being both the home console and a portable console, that makes it literally the perfect fit, because now you're just taking both audiences that play Animal Crossing and putting them into one.
Yeah.
Making it literally the perfect idea for a major hit.
Yeah, again, it's just a matter of time. Like, Animal Crossing, and here's the weird thing about me. I've never actually played an Animal Crossing game, and I know, come at me with your pitchforks. The reason why is I am so scared to get addicted to it. But now that I'm actually done school, I actually have a lot more free time on my hands. And I would be... Sorry, go on.
It is a very addicting game.
Yeah, so like
I said, 600, maybe it might be 800 by now. That was just like 4 or 5 months ago when I checked it last.
I mean,
I play it every day.
I mean, like, I can't really make fun of that because I have about 800 hours on Smash Wii U. But but yeah, no, like, I would be so excited to play Animal Crossing on my Switch. Again, this big, beautiful world you can have on the TV, but it's just as beautiful, or maybe, you know, downscaled a little bit, on a handheld. Like, an HD Animal Crossing on a handheld, like, it's done. Like, there you go.
Like I said, who doesn't really like Animal Crossing? I guess, you know, people that don't like life simulation games, but it's got so many fun little aspects that it makes it not only great for kids, but for adults as well. And it makes it, you know, be one of Nintendo's biggest franchises. It's why it's sold so many copies.
Yeah, no, I definitely have... Sorry, go on.
And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what comes for it in the future, as long as it's not Amiibo Festival 2.
Yeah.
But E3, definitely Animal Crossing. I am going to say mid-2018 is going to be its release date.
Okay.
Because, you know, Animal Crossing games, as simple as they are, they take a lot of time to develop because just New Leaf's library of original non-DLC items had over, I think, 1,000 different furniture pieces you could put in. I think 500 something villagers that you could have to program. You have to come up with something unique for every single one of them, so on and so forth. All the different, buildings and mechanics to the game. That's why it took so long for the DLC, for the eventual Amiibo DLC, because, they had a bunch of extra stuff they had to make and program.
Yeah.
Because they have so many random factors into it that you have to program for every potential solution, which is why it takes so long for them to be made.
They are certainly massive games, and I could see that, mid 2018. I could see it as early as, February, but, I could also see it being, a June, July kind of thing. But yeah, Animal Crossing definitely going to get shown off at E3, and I'm actually kind of excited for that idea. And unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it off there because we went on for more than half an hour longer about what Nintendo could be showing off at E3. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And again, stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming out tomorrow. So I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you enjoyed. See you later. Bye.